Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me on the channel today. We are doing something special. We are reviewing the Apollo Solo. It's brand new. Let's go. Alright, so on the Apollo Solo, we'll find the usual suspects. We've got a high-Z input on the front, a headphone jack on the front, two unison mic enabled preamps on the back, and two monitor outputs as well. This is the Thunderbolt 3 model. They also make a USB-C model as well. My experience with UA, if anybody knows already, I absolutely love UA. I've got an X8 right here. We've also got the Twin X, and I think UA is absolutely fantastic. Everything that they do is gold to me. So I don't think I have a bias. I've had plenty of different interfaces over the years. So first things first, right outside of the boxing, yeah, they don't give you much here. I've got my got my receipt in here. They give you a little booklet on some of their gear that they make, and they have the Apollo in there. It doesn't come with a Thunderbolt 3 cable. That's pretty polarizing. I could see why they would. I could see why they wouldn't. Not going to really judge them on that there. And then the only other thing that they have is this little card, and it just helps you get started. Now, I'm not sure if they meant to do this or if this is what this is, but I think that this thing makes the perfect coffee mug holder. So, getting into some specifics on this Apollo Solo, you got unison enabled high-Z on the front. That's going to be awesome. You're going to get super realistic electric guitar tones out of some of their plugins there. Again, incredibly useful. I've used it myself on countless recordings. If you're a guitar player and you're in an apartment, you can't crank your amp, right? So that's pretty dang cool to be able to have some really realistic amp tones and responses to how you play. Unison enabled mic pre's on the back. You can get Neve sounds, you get API sounds, SSL sounds. It's crazy good. The fact that they were able to put some unison stuff in this is a huge leg up for songwriters and artists who are demoing their songs and also trying to figure out their sound, you know? That's so cool to be able to do that. You can seamlessly audition the different mic pre's and see which one works best for your voice or which one works best for the acoustic guitar you have and the microphone combination that you have. I love that, and again, you can bring it with you. You don't need a power cable. Build quality in this thing is it's a tank. It's fantastic. So using it is pretty sweet. You've got a couple switches here that kind of takes you through the very basics. It's kind of got this analog type feel. You can access a lot of the parameters of the plugins and control it with the little wheel knob here, and you can bounce between your preamp, change the gain. Hello, yeah. So pretty straightforward stuff there. It's kind of got the very basics of what you'd find on a real mic pre. So let's talk about the DSP capability. There's only one DSP chip in it. Now, for what this does, the point of this thing, I think, only really warrants having one. And with one, you can still run a lot of stuff. Like, I loaded up the SSL channel strip. I loaded up a couple different compression, like LA2A, 1176s, and not the legacy editions either. So I mean, you can definitely get a full-on sound out of it. Are you going to be doing huge sessions with this? Maybe. In that case, you can always commit the audio to, bounce it in place to a WAV file once you find the sound that you like. And a lot of high-end producers and engineers love to work that way. You don't have to be able to change everything on the fly. Track it, lay it down, get your cool sound, and commit to it. My personal thoughts on it, I've used Universal Audio stuff on the making of Cat's Record. It was a game changer when I kind of came across it. So as far as interfaces go, there's a ton of interfaces like the concept of this. It's two inputs, a little headphone jack, pretty straightforward. The long and short of it is this: would I recommend it? Absolutely. And who would I recommend it to? Pretty much everyone. Now let me get into why. The technical side of this thing, it only has one DSP chip in it. I think that'd be a little bit limited in what it can do. That's actually not the case. I have a huge library, and maybe later I'll do a review on some of their plugins and stuff, but you know, just the other day I pulled up some, you know, SSL, LA2A, 1176 just on one channel, and I was still able to put on some like heavy reverb, pure plate, Lexicon 224 on an aux send as well. So yeah, I mean, honestly, this is nothing short of a miracle. The geniuses that are behind this Apollo stuff, they're amazing. Look, if you're a singer, songwriter, if you are an artist, you gotta get one of these things. Look, your engineers are using Universal Audio plugins. They're using all of the real gear that those plugins emulate as well. So if you go into a studio, you like the vocal sound, chances are that there's an emulation model of that specific piece of gear. So now you can go home and start working on your demos and recreate that sound right in your bedroom. And you know, better than that, it's literally one cable to plug into your Mac. Like, you literally don't need power. You can travel with it. If you're on the road, yeah, it's awesome. If you were working on a project and you put a plugin on your project, you can load that project up, and chances are your engineer's gonna have it as well. So I like that compatibility there. So I mentioned earlier that I'd recommend this to professionals. I myself am a professional, and the reason I went out and got one of these things is because of the flexibility it offers. I don't have to try to take my X8 out of my rack. I don't have to pack all the power adapters and have this big protective case for my Twin X. This thing just easily goes right into a backpack, and all I need is one cable, you know, the Thunderbolt cable to give it power. The flexibility there is fantastic because now I can go to like a cathedral, or you know, I can go to this really cool cave and still have all of the plugins that I normally access, as well as the ADDA, the really nice stuff that's going on there. So for pros, absolutely recommend it. And for you know, artists and songwriters and beginners, you gotta get one of these things, nothing else. So yeah, that's it. And as far as sound sample stuff, stick around. We'll probably have something on that in the near future. UA, continue what you guys are doing. Love this stuff. And guys, go check it out. There's a link in the description. You can pick one up. It helps me out, helps my channel out, and helps me continue to do these kinds of reviews. If there's anything else that you guys would like to see, you name it, I'll review it. So thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, see ya.